brief. He's going to talk a bit about his experience with cancer. So, thanks.
And so, I know that a lot of you guys are really familiar with the Kids Walk, but it's great to be able to still tell you more so that you really know more about the cause you're supporting. And so, I had cancer myself several years ago, so it means a lot for me to get to share my story with people and have them come to the walk. For starters, over 13,000 kids get cancer each year, and believe me, obviously, cancer treatment really stinks. Everyone knows that you lose your hair and that chemotherapy is very painful, but what they don't know is that chemotherapy really destroys your immune system, and you have to spend so much time in the hospital, and you really feel lousy for months at a time or even years. And so for me, I did 16 months of chemo, plus surgery, plus radiation, and during that time I got streptococcus, staphylococcus, shingles, E. coli twice, and a lot of other diseases. And for 2 years after that, I kept going back to the hospital for more experimental treatment. And you might be surprised to hear that during this time in the hospital, it was actually a Calhoun student who helped me out a lot. It was basically a total stranger that sort of family friend who knew me and knew my family, and this kid was Trevor Schechter, if you know that name. And he was in 9th grade at the time at Calhoun, and he would come to Sloan Kettering Cancer Center and he would play video games with me and really brighten my day, which for a cancer patient really means a lot. And really, a kid's cancer treatment is not just painful for the kid, but obviously painful and hard for the entire family. Because a parent has to be in the hospital 24/7 with the kid, which normally means that one parent has to quit their job, and financially, obviously, that's really hard. And even if a child does survive treatment, there's health issues that can sort of haunt you for the rest of your life, because treatments are extremely toxic, not just to the cancer, but to everything else in your body. And so survivors have hearing loss, heart problems, pain issues, all sorts of not fun stuff. And I obviously have some of these issues as well, but I don't consider myself able to complain because I'm lucky to be here at all. And it's unfortunate that the treatments that are in existence don't cure every kid with cancer. Because basically what they do is they sort of combine lots of different drugs into chemotherapy and just hope that one of them will work. For me, I did 7 rounds of 5 different types of chemotherapy, and I was really lucky that chances it worked out that it worked for me, because there are a lot of kids that keep trying every single drug, but nothing works, and then you just have to give up, and nothing can be done. So, of those 13,000 kids who get cancer, about 3,500 of them die every year. And the numbers obviously aren't huge compared to something, but it's still the more kids die of cancer than all other diseases combined. And obviously when you're in treatment, it's not really about the statistics, because it's life and death for you. And when I was diagnosed, I met 60 other kids in the hospital with my cancer, and only 9 of them are still alive today. And so obviously the problem is really just that there isn't enough funding for the research needed, and they need to develop more treatments that save every single kid. The government doesn't budget them enough. In most years, less than 3% of the budget for cancer research goes to pediatric cancer. And large foundations like American Cancer Society really focus more on adult cancer, and the kids kind of don't get noticed, which isn't right. And drug companies don't want to make drugs because they say that they can't make money off something that only works for 13,000 kids a year, which is obviously just ridiculous. It's like they're placing a monetary value on a kid's life. It makes no sense. And so obviously this seems so right, but researchers know that with more money they could actually be able to save more kids. For example, there were no survivors in the 1980s of my cancer, which was stage 4 neuroblastoma. And researchers were able to find a treatment only because of people like you who have supported walkathons and other types of fundraisers. That's really where they get their money. And so obviously I have a very personal opinion about this because it's my experience, but I don't think it's right to just let a few kids die. And if there's a way we can help, change things, and it is something we can do. We can support the Kids Walk for Kids with Cancer because 100% of the money we raise goes to pediatric cancer research at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, which is a great hospital to help because it's a private cancer center and they're the largest cancer center that treats more kids with cancer than any other hospital. And the researchers are definitely trying to find cures for these kids who just aren't making it and they need more treatment that works. And I feel like in my own case, I can't walk away from these kids who are now waiting on the treatment that will save their lives. And hopefully none of you have to have the reason that I do, but the reason that you should support Kids with Cancer is obviously because you can. And even if you're only a teenager, there's a way you can help. And in fact, it's because of that Calhoun teenager, Trevor, decided to help me, that Calhoun student got involved in the Kids Walk 10 years ago. And because when Trevor heard that some Brooklyn 8th graders, which was my sister's class, had done a tiny pediatric cancer walk, he said he wanted to get involved. And he attended the second walkathon in 2002. And he brought another Calhoun family with him, which was the Ronan family. And I guess Robert was 9 at the time. He was small. And I remember that much. And it's because of people like them who have supported for so long that we've been able to grow from just 20 students and families in 2001 to over 500 walkers last year and raising over $200,000 just in 1 year, and in all 10 years over $1 million. And it's because of people like you who make the decision to help that we're able to make those kinds of numbers. And so what I'm saying is that even though we're just teenagers, we can decide to help kids with cancer, and the money we raise really makes a difference because the 2010 walk proceeds of $220,000 were raised by only 500 walkers on 50 different teams. And if we could recruit, maybe just 10 kids here, 10 kids there, that number goes up so much each year, and it's so rewarding to hear that. And I know it takes a lot, but I hope all of you will come. It's a really nice, it's on May 7th in Central Park. It's always a lot of fun and helping a great cause. And so I just say thank you to people who will listen to me today, and thank to Robert and all of you guys for having me and who have supported the cause for many years and who want to support it now, and thanks a lot.